We have a quick question from Sakim asking how he can get COVID-19 case numbers on the Reuters Xenith newsfeed, and whether we can show him how to set up one that we use. So thanks for the question. It's actually quite straightforward to build one, and I'll also share something at the end of the video that will make it much less time consuming for you to build your own one as well. So let's jump straight into it, and let me open up my Xenith or Reuters newsfeed for you. So that's basically what it looks like. Now, so let's start at the right beginning, right? Before we get to the actual editing, let's just open up a news monitor. So it's very easy to do that. Just right-click anywhere in one of the title bars that you're using, whether it's on a chart, doesn't really matter. Just right-click and say New Tab. And once you've selected the new tab, you should see this little My Apps pop-up menu pop up. And from this menu, just go ahead and select the item called News Monitor. Now, that should open up a news monitor that looks similar to mine that we just saw. But the big difference between this one and this one that you saw from me is actually just the type of information that is selected to be displayed. So on the one that we just opened up, if I just hover here at the top, it'll open up the formula bar. And what you can see from the formula bar is that it only has the Aussie dollar selected. So that means that you'll only see news that is relevant to the Australian dollar in this particular news feed. So if you want to view news on other currencies or on equities or the coronavirus, for example, as per your question, you need to select the various topics that you want to see. Now, the way to do this is quite simple. Inside this formula bar, you're going to want to add in a separator after each selection that you've made. So, for example, on the one that we just opened, we know that that first option right there right now is the Aussie dollar. And if we want to add in anything additional, we first need to add in a separator or an operator. Now, to do that, just type anywhere inside that formula bar and go ahead and type in OR or. And from that, you're going to select the one that's called operators. And once you do that, you'll see it creates a little red OR or option. And from here, you can now select anything else that you want to view. So let's add in the euro, for example. If you go and type in euro, you're just going to wait for the drop-down menu. And the only thing that you're going to do is you're going to go find the option that's most relevant to what you want to see. So in this case, we want to see everything relating to the euro dollar. And if we select that, now you'll see automatically this news feed is updated, and it'll show you the relevant news on both of those two options. So if you go back to my news feed and I open up my formula bar, let me just drag that down. You'll notice many different options in here that I've added. Apart from just the currencies, I've added in central bank watches like the BOJ watch and the Fed watch, etc. I've also added in other news like currencies, White House news, Money International, BuzzFeed, coronavirus, major news, etc. So I've added a lot of different options into this one. And really the hardest part of building out this news feed is thinking of topics that you would like to add and then selecting the applicable options from that drop-down list. So in the example of the coronavirus news, let's say that you're building out your own one, you can simply just go ahead and follow the same process. You'll type in or, choose the operators one, and then you're going to go and type in coronavirus. And from that list, you're basically just going to select the one that's most relevant. So let's say you want to see the overall coronavirus COVID-19 news. You're going to select that, and now you'll see it's updated with the virus numbers for you as well. So it's really as simple as that. The other thing that you'll want to do, you'll see that the colors are slightly different on this one as opposed to the new one. And it's very easy to change that. On the left-hand side here, you'll see there's a settings option, that little gear icon. If you click on that, you'll see there's very different, a couple of different options there, display options, there's text options, color options, etc. And you can really just play around with this, changing the size of the text and changing the colors of the highlights, changing the colors of the text. You can really, play around with that and make it look exactly the way that you want it to. Now, the shortcut that I referred to at the start of the video, what I'll do for you guys is I'll create a document that'll look like this one. That has my formula for that particular news feed on it already. And what I'll do is I'll create a little document for this. And if you go to the terminal, where I'll put this is with the other resources that we have available If you go to the currency research section, just scroll down all the way to the bottom. There should be a section there called analysis resources, and I'll just pop in a brand new one there within the next half an hour or so after watching the video, or after you've watched the video, it should be up. So just go and look for it over there. And what I'll do is I'll update this formula every time that I add in new topics. I'll basically just add it. Now, the way that you're going to use this is very simple. Once you open up the document, you're literally just going to copy this entire selection. And what you're going to do is you're going to go back to that news feed, and you're just going to make sure that you remove everything from that formula bar so that there's nothing inside it. You're going to basically just paste in. Let me just Control V that. It's going to be easier. Just going to paste in all of those options that you copied, and you're going to press enter. And what you'll see is now you have all of the various options as part of my news feed as well. So very simple, very straightforward. If there's any other questions after this, please, as always, don't hesitate to let me know.